Welcome back, guys, for another Vinyasa flow. Today we're going to be working into hips and shoulders. This is a really interesting part of the body and it brings up a lot of things for people they weren't really expecting. All of our nerves that go to our hands and our legs, arms and feet have to travel through our shoulders and hips, so it's really common for people to hold a lot of tension in those parts of the body. So if something comes up for you, if you feel really sticky and tight through these parts of the body, just stay with it, be gentle, be compassionate to yourself, and let whatever comes come. So we'll start off just in a comfortable seat with the eyes closed down. Gently drop right ear towards right shoulder. Lengthening through the left side of the neck. If you want some more, you can take the left fingertips away. Not here for too long, just going through our exercises, getting loose, getting warm. Inviting movement in. Back through neutral, drop left ear to left shoulder, right fingers can move away, breathing down into the belly. The chest and the shoulders are staying still, they're not rising and falling with the breath, it's just the abdomen. Back to center, start to look over your right shoulder, make sure you're drawing the left back. Through center, take it to the other side. Back to neutral, start to drop the chin towards the chest. Keep the length going up through the spine. And start to bring chin towards the ceiling. Lengthening through the throat. Good. Start to bring your hands to the mat. As always, really active and grounded through the fingers. Shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. So start to take the right knee out towards the side, stabilize through the hips. Knee goes back, sole of the foot towards the sky. Drop it down to the earth. Just two more like that. Trying to keep the rest of the body still. All of the movement is coming from the right hip joint, that ball and socket. Good, then take it to the other side. Ground down through the right knee. Left knee moves to the side. Take it back. Drop it down. Two more. And the rest of the body is staying really still. Good. Because we're going to be on the hands a little bit for this class, we're just going to take a few wrist push-ups. So ground down through the fingers. Slowly start to lift palms of the hands. Lower them down as you breathe out. The rest of the body stays where it is. Really active through the fingers, lower down, breathe out. Just three more like this. Lift up on a breath in. If you want a little more, you can shift weight over the hands. Lower down, two more. Moving slowly with the breath. Okay. Start to turn the fingers back towards the knees. We're just going to shift the weight backwards and forwards for a few breaths. Opening up through the forearms. The further you go back, the more opening you're going to get. Just make sure you keep the hands really active. Start to spin them around. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs if you need to, especially if this is your first down dog of the day. Get that opening through the backs of the legs. Just keep the sitting bones spinning up. Because we're working through the shoulders, I want you to bring even more emphasis than normal into pushing the ground away, turning the triceps back. You're trying to take your lats away from each other. Just pedaling through the legs. Start to find some stillness, pushing the earth away. And really slowly heel toe the feet towards the top of the mat. Come to your ragdoll forward fold. Let everything hang over. Bend through your knees as much as you need, draw length. From the heels to the sitting bones, then the sitting bones through the crown of the head. And the energy flow from that high point down to the earth. As you melt into that space. Take one more round of breath. Release the hands slowly. Rise up to standing, roll the shoulders back. Urdhva lift your hands towards the sky, breathe in. Fold forward, Uttanasana, breathe out. Hands towards shins, length through the spine, inhale. Plant the hands, step back high. Plank. Now I'm going to challenge all of you, stay high up on the toes, don't drop your knees down. Of course, if you need to, the option's always there. We want to really be strong and stable through the wrists and through the shoulders. We're even going to start to take some circles around the wrists. Now your arms don't need to be completely locked out, but make sure that you're not getting weak through the arms, staying stable. Start to shift forward on a breath in. Drop the knees, now lower all the way down, but keep the elbows hugging. Start to drop hands down by your sides. We're going to come into Shalabhasana, locust pose. Head, chest, shoulders start to lift, just like in Cobra. Squeeze shoulder blades together. From here, you can start to lift your hands. Maybe you lift your toes off the earth. In this kind of reverse dish, all of this work for the muscles in the lower back. Keep breathing, feel the belly expand onto the earth. And you don't need to look up here, think about leading with the crown of your head. Take one more round of breath. Lower down, breathe out. You can wobble your hips side to side. Now you can take Cobra if you'd like, but if you're ready, hands frame your ribs. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Start to move straight into our flow. Take a breath out. Heels rise as you breathe in. Bend through the knees, breathe out. Step, jump or float to Malasana at the top of your mat, our yogi squat. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here, so make sure knees and toes are going in the same direction. You can be as high as you need to. Make sure the spine is straight. We're creating this strength at end range, and a really good way to see if you are at strength at end range is hands together. Elbows, take your knees out, then take your elbows away from your knees. If your knees instantly fall in, you've gone a little too far. But once you find your depth, you can start to settle in. Lifting length through the crown of the head again. Good. Take one more breath in here. Keep the right foot forward, step the left foot back, lizard lunge as you breathe out. I'm not here for too long, but just make sure that long line from whatever the furthest back point is, it can be your knee or it can be your toe, but from there through the crown of your head is strong. One more breath out. Left hand stays down, right arm rises, breathe in. Reaching up towards the sky. Still strong through the legs, keep the left glute engaged. One more breath in. Hand comes back to the earth, start to straighten through that right leg here. Think about taking that right hip crease back. Pyramid shape. And you don't have to be bent through this front knee, just think about taking chest towards toes and pulling that right hip crease back. One more breath out. Ground the left hand, step the right foot back, side plank. Shistasana. Now here you can drop the left knee down if you need to, but no matter where you are strong and stable through this right side, lifting the arm up. One more breath in. Right hand comes down, chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog, push the earth away. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Heels rise straight away. Knees bend, step, jump, float, malasana. Good, settle. Take a moment here before we move to the other side. Take a breath in. Lizard lunge, breathe out. And take the same variation you did on the other side. Yeah, our bodies aren't symmetrical, but we want to work them in that direction, that long line, heel through crown of head. Now we want to stay really active through the right leg while letting the hips sink down. Not turning off, just allowing them to sink. Take a breath out. Right hand stays, left arm rises, coming to a twist. But we want to think of this twist as expanding. One more inhale. Start to straighten through that left leg. Pyramid shape again, pulling the left hip crease back, chest towards toes. Don't worry if you need to bend that front leg. You can still get as much of a hamstring stretch as everyone else. One more breath out. Right hand stays, side plank, step the left foot back, left arm rises. Think about hips up and make sure your body is in a straight line. We don't want the hips sagging, especially back. And keep lifting. Remember, you can drop that bottom knee. But guys, don't be afraid to give yourself a little bit of a challenge. Take one more breath in. Left hand drops, chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog in. Down dog, breathe out. Heels rise. Knees bend, malasana, top of the mat. Okay, so we're going to start to flow it through. One breath, one movement. We're going to go straight through 2 times either side. Move at your pace. So we'll take a breath in. Right foot stays, left foot back, breathe out. Keep the left hand down, right arm rises. Twist, then pyramid as you breathe out, chest towards toes. Ground the left hand, step the right foot back, side plank, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Now here you can always go straight back to downward facing dog if you need to. There's a lot of flows in this class. Malasana, top of the mat, breathe in. Left foot stays, step the right foot back, breathe out, lizard lunge. Right arm down, left arm lifts, breathe in. Pyramid, breathe out, chest towards toes. Right hand down, side plank, breathe in. Left hand down, chaturanga, or straight back to downward facing dog. Up dog if you're flowing. Down dog, breathe out. 2 more, one either side. Knees bend, breathe out. Step, jump, float, malasana, inhale. Right foot stays, left back, lizard lunge, breathe out. Start to twist on the inhale, reach up with the right hand, expand. Pyramid, chest towards toes. On the exhale, left hand down, side plank, reaching up, pushing the earth away. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog, pushing the earth away, thighs off the ground, down dog. Breathe out one more time, heels rise. Knees bend. Step, jump, float, malasana. Take a breath in. Step the right foot back. Lizard lunge, breathe out. Start to expand in that twist. Inhale. Pyramid, chest towards toes. Ground, right hand, side plank, breathe in. Hand to the ground, chaturanga. On the exhale, upward facing, downward facing. Start to lay down on the earth, no fancy transition there. Start to bring your right elbow out in line with the shoulder. Gonna open up through the chest, the front, the shoulder. So this arm is in a cactus shape. Ground through that right hand, use the left hand to push up and over, open through the front, the right chest. Now you don't have to open up as much as I am, as long as there's sensation in the right side of the chest. And keep this right shoulder blade hugging down the back. And then slowly start to move to the other side. Same thing, elbow in line with shoulder. Start to push up and over, expanding through that front line. Start to move back towards your belly. Push up to a seat. Going to come into Sukhasana or a box sit. So I want you to bring your left shin parallel with the front of the mat. Yeah, so it's going to be weirdly far away from your hips. From there, you're going to take your right ankle either on top of that left knee. Now this shape isn't super accessible for everyone. So if you can't sit here comfortably on both sitting bones, if you feel like you're really far off to one side, bring that shin just in front of the left. Yep, you're going to get just as much of an opening through the outer hips. So find the variation of this posture where you feel comfortable, where you feel like you're going to get something out of it. Lengthen through the spine on an inhale. Start to fold forward, leading with the chest as you breathe out. If you can, try and flex the toes here as well. And we want this to come from the hips, not the knees. And then just start to melt down, allow the outer hips to open. Take 3 more rounds of breath. Every time you breathe in, maybe you lift up a little bit and create some space through the belly, then you sink down on the breath out. Start to lift back up, switch over sides. So now the right shin parallel with the front of the mat. Left ankle either on top or in front. And if you did in front before, you know you can get just as good an opening. Flex the toes, chest rises, then starts to move forward as you breathe out. Two more breaths. Start to slowly lift back up. Bring your hands out behind you. Feet to the edges of your mat. Just windscreen wipe your knees, internally rotating, allowing that knee to move as close to the ground as it can before going in the opposite direction. Try and let one leg lead the other. One initiate movement, the other one follow. Start to lay down on your mat, hug your right knee in, send your left leg out long. Start to make circles with that right knee, hugging it in towards the center, letting it move out, going the opposite direction. If there's any sticky spots, you can stay there. Once you've done a few circles either way, start to adjust your hips to the right. Allow the right knee to move over to the left. Come into a supine twist. Shoulders stay heavy. That knee will go as far as it needs to. See, this twisting is a rinsing through the spine. Letting go of whatever you're holding on to. Releasing what's not going to serve. Slowly start to come back to center. Right leg out long. Readjust the hips first, then hug the left knee and start to move it in circle. Either direction. Don't be afraid to hang out in one spot for a little longer. But when you're ready, shift hips to the left. Left knee to the right side. Releasing through the spine. Letting go with every breath out. Start to move back towards center, soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out wide. Allow the inner hips to open. Allow gravity to draw them down. All of your effort is finished. Now letting it all land in the body. You can bring your hands to your belly and just watch the air move in and out. This is the last posture where we have any control over the breath. Notice the gentle flow in and out. Stay here as long as you need, but when you're ready, legs go out long. Arms down by your side, Shavasana, our final resting pose. A gentle scan of your body. Letting go, releasing, relaxing. as long as you need. When you're ready, start to take some small movements in your fingers and your toes. Begin to journey towards your favorite side. Keep your eyes closed. Then start to move towards a comfortable seat. There's no rush. Once you land, bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Take a moment to acknowledge your practice. To acknowledge yourself. As always, I leave you with what Maharaji left Ram Dass. Love everybody, tell the truth. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys, as always, for joining us. Love to know how you're going. We've now well over 100 classes, there's plenty to choose from. So I'd love to hear what your experience has been and any feedback, anything else you guys want. But yeah, please just reach out. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.